you. Again, the luxury of this show, all of us more likely than not, played on different teams throughout the NFL. You played for the Chargers. You ended your career actually with the Chargers and with Justin Herbert. You know the answer to this question better than anybody, I would suggest, on national television. So how scary are Justin Herbert's Chargers?
Pretty scary. If they play like that, on a scale of 1 to 10, I'm going to go with a 7. 10 is like Chiefs, Bills, Eagles. I'm doing a scale.
Okay.
I think they're a 7. And look, this is no graphics today.
No graphics today.
This is truly one of the best big-time games that I've seen Justin Herbert ever play. And I've seen him play some big games because we've been in some playoff games. He did not play well in the second half of that game. When they started this game, Bo Nix and the Broncos and Sean Payton, they scored on 3 consecutive possessions. So I'm thinking in the back of my mind, oh, man, how in the world are the Chargers going to come back from this deficit? Because in reality, the Chargers in close games, they've lost 11 straight games decided by 3 points or fewer. 11 straight. That's the third most in NFL history. That's what we like to call chargering. Justin Herbert's second half, 11 of 16, 150 yards, 2 touchdowns, no interceptions, huge scrambles picked up on a gimpy ankle. Like, you can't watch this performance and not tell me that Justin Herbert is not a top 5 quarterback when he plays like this. Because he completely took over the game against the best scoring defense in all of football. And so that's, I think, what I wanted to see. That's what Chargers fans wanted to see. Mind you, he's doing this with a rookie as his lead receiver in Ladd McConkey. I like Josh Palmer. I like Quentin Johnson. Ladd McConkey is that offense. You're starting running backs out. You go Gus Edwards. The Gus bus is going. Like, everyone's starting to roll. And this defense, which led up 3 straight drives of touchdowns, they settled in the second half, took over. If they play like this, they are going to be scary in the playoffs.
That's very well said.
Man, they got nicknames and everything, huh?
Gus bust. Herbie.
Herbie, Shady, scary, the Chargers. Would you put those 2 words together? How scary are they in the playoffs?
They're a good team. Scary, though? How scary are they, though? AFC?
Scale. What scale? What do you got?
I'm not doing a scale. They are a good team. I think that, I don't know if they're super scary. I don't think that's scary, but they are a good team. They're a good opponent. They're forming up winning. They got good defense, right? They get after the quarterback. Really good quarterback in Justin Herbert, right? Herbie's, you call him?
Herbie.
Herbie can play. He made that one pass, rolling to his left, right? Getting tackled and throwing a dot touchdown?
That's so hard to do.
See, I love Herbert. The only thing with Herbert is, like, I need these moments in the playoffs. I need these moments when you got to win. And sometimes he gives it to you like he did last night, and sometimes he doesn't. And that's the real issue with Justin Herbert. But as far as being scary, I mean, I think they run the ball well. They have good defense. They're coached very, very well with Harbaugh, really good quarterback. So they're not scary, but they are a good opponent. I won't sit here and play around and act like they are the super scary team because they beat the Broncos with a really quarterback yesterday. I won't do not.
Here's why I say they are scary. Because compared to what you see from wild card teams, the Chargers are better than your average wild card team. Like, remember last year, the wild card teams in the AFC, it was the Cleveland Browns led on by their 5th quarterback in Joe Flacco, 37 years old. It was the Pittsburgh Steelers that were trying to figure out the Kenny Pickett situation. It was the Miami Dolphins that were afraid of the cold. Like, the margin of victory in the AFC in those wild card games last year was 21 points. So those AFC wild card teams last year were normal wild card teams, not scary. The Buffalo Bills, they knew they were going to roll when they played the Steelers. The Kansas City Chiefs knew they were going to roll when they played the Dolphins. You aren't going to roll over these Chargers. That's why they're scary. Getting to the real meat of my take, if you will, like the bulk of it is, the Chargers play a brand of football that is unique to the National Football League in 2024. In 1984, not unique, but now, smash mouth, we're going to run the ball, we're going to stick to running the ball, we're going to pass the ball when we need to pass the ball, but they have a quarterback that is efficient and proficient in passing the ball, especially if you don't force them to do it time after time. They got the #1 red zone defense. They have a 3rd best scoring defense. And really, the biggest point I can suggest to y'all as the audience is you can't prep for the Chargers in 5 days of practice. And really, in the NFL, you get 2 days of practice. The reason Chase is co-signing this is because Chase understands preparing for an opponent. James, I'll say this quickly, and I'm done for now. More often than not, bro, your defense, it works against every opponent's offense because all offenses are the same. They come out in 11 personnel, 1 tight end, 1 running back, 12 personnel, 2 tight ends, 1 running back. But the Chargers, you might see 13 personnel. You might see 3 tight ends and 1 back. The Chargers play a brand of football that makes your April OTAs and your June and July workouts all useless. All you have to practice for the Chargers is that Wednesday and that Thursday practice, and oftentimes that's not enough. That's why, James, I suggest the Chargers are scary. They play a brand of football that's incredibly unique.
The Chargers are scary if Justin Herbert shows up like that. And if I had a scale, I would say an 8.
Oh,
on the scary
okay.
scale. Last night, Justin Herbert showed that he's a game changer.
Oh.
For one game,
I agree.
He showed he's a game changer. We talk about Josh Allen winning MVP because of the weapons around him. He don't got no weapons around him.
Yeah.
He made everybody on that football field better last night. When the Broncos went down and scored 21, I'm like, and what I was saying to myself, come on, Herbert. This is a game. You're better than Bo Nix. Go out here and make the plays. In the playoffs, quarterbacks win the playoff games. I understand you need defenses. But when Herbert took off and ran, that's a winning football play. That's winning the game for your team. When Herbert is rolling to his right and throwing this thing down the sideline on a rope like this to my man, that is a winning football play. You have to have a good quarterback if you are going to be scary and if you are going to win playoff games. Last night, Herbert was a game changer. If he can be a game changer, this is a very scary Chargers team. The only thing is he is not a game changer consistently.
Yep.
Sometimes he disappears. And if you disappear in the playoffs, you're going to be going home just like you disappeared in the second half against Trevor Lawrence. But if this Herbert shows up, they are a scary team in the playoffs.
What are we talking about here?
Justin Herbert.
Yo, do y'all watch
Justin Herbert.
Y'all don't watch scary. You got kids. You watch scary movies?
Actual scary
listen,
movie?
Chucky, Jason,
Jason.
Freddy, Michael. Those dudes are scary.
Freddy
All right. What's the little elf? Not the elf, but the
Chucky.
No. The Irish little thing. Remember the Irish leprechaun? He wasn't scary. I mean, what? Look at the Charlie. Y'all scared of him? I don't know if y'all let last night fool y'all, but let's just talk about the Chargers for a second. Because they are a solid team, but scary?
Yeah.
You lose to the Chiefs, right? Good team.
Yeah.
Okay, they're not scared. You lose to the Bucks. Good team. You lose to them. The Ravens, you lost to them too. Cardinals, you lost to them too. Chiefs again and the Steelers. Everybody just named are all playoff teams. And y'all talking about scary. You barely beat a rookie quarterback with the Broncos. And y'all talking about scary?
Yeah.
See, the problem is with y'all three.
Yeah.
All three.
Dang. All 3 of y'all.
It's really y'all too, but you added to it because you just with them. Y'all are prisoners of the moment. A game happens and oh my God, it's scary. Everybody's talking about our playoff teams, James. If I tell you the wins, you laugh about the wins.
So is the
you talking about
Chargers.
scary? Nobody's scared of these dudes. So if you're in the playoffs, you're going to beat the Chargers. Because that's what they show.
And
Not if
that's the
Herbert
thing.
played like that.
To Shady's point, though, the only team the Chargers have beaten with a winning record, Denver twice.
Yeah.
And they're so scary.
But when my whole thing is when Herbert plays like this with the supporting cast that he has, they run the football and they have the best scoring defense in all of football. They can be scary in the playoffs.
Here's my thing.
That's all I'm saying.
I'm saying the ifs, though. Like,
Yes, yeah. Well, that's their.
well, coach, if the line blocks great today, Shady's going to have 200 yards. What?
200.
What are we talking about?
I agree with Shady in the sense that
on, man.
I don't
Come on,
know
man.
that the Chargers are going to win all these games, but it'll be scary. What I mean by that 2-5 is, look, when the Chargers lost to the Chiefs, it was by 7. It came down to a 3rd and 11.
Yep.
When the Chargers lost to the Ravens, it was by 7. When the
And my
Chargers
man
lost to
dropped
the Chiefs again, it was by 2. The reason I'm suggesting this is last year's wild card games, blowouts. Those weren't scary.
Okay.
The Chiefs knew they were going to beat the Dolphins handily. The Bills were not scared of Mason Rudolph and Kenny Pickett. You weren't scared of 37-year-old Joe Flacco. But even when you play the Chargers and you win, assuming you do win in the playoffs, it's going to be scary. You've gotten out of some situations before in your life that you got out of, but you're still like, whew, that one was a little too close.
But
that was a little too close.
How many times, though? Because what you're telling me is you're not getting out of close situations, is that you can't win close situations. You get what I'm saying?
Talk to me.
in the first year of Harbaugh.
No. What I'm saying is you kept talking about all these low-scoring times they almost
they
won.
lost games.
They almost won. Close game, almost won.
They
But
scared the opponent.
you're showing me that you can't win close games.
But I scared you, though.
You didn't scare me because if I'm a coach for a team and I pull up the Chargers on the bulletin board and I say, look, guys, this is a good team, but they can't win close situation football. They can't win close games.
Until last night.
Hold up. You beat the Broncos are the Broncos.
They lost their 11
The
straight
Broncos
games.
are the Broncos.
They still did it, though.
Whatever that means. I'm going to say this to my team as a head coach. These guys don't set up talk to me about how scary this team is. When I pull them on the wall, right, and I'm showing my team, they lose to all the good playoff teams. We're not adding how many points they losing by. They lose.
Yeah, and really quick.
Hold on, before you give me this really quick stuff. The Chiefs, when we talk about them, we keep, I guess, making an issue with that. They winning by close games. And my thing is like, well, They're finding a way to win these close games. They find a way to win. In the NFL, you have to win close games.
You do.
And it's shown that the Chargers are good, but they don't beat good playoff opponents, and they don't win close games. Tell me how the hell they are scary.
I'm trying to tell you, and you ain't listening.
You won't
And it is Herbert. If Herbert, this is what I'm telling my team if I'm hardball. Hey, you the quarterback, if you play like that, we are a scary football team. He made every play that he needed to make last night. The Ravens defense should be scared of Herbert if he plays like that. The Steelers defense should be scared of Herbert if he plays like that. The Texans defense should be scared of Herbert. He is a better quarterback than Russell Wilson. He is a better quarterback than C.J. Stroud. He's a better quarterback than Bo Nix. He's a better quarterback than a lot of these quarterbacks in the AFC, especially them dudes, the defenses. The Ravens defense don't want to see Justin Herbert if he plays like that. It is a scary outing. Hold on. It is a scary outing if he plays like that. Consistently. In the playoffs right now, he would have to play the Steelers. If he plays like that, it is going to be a scary game for the Steelers. I'm telling you that.
We talking about elite players. We talking about the NFL. We all play this game. And you simply telling me if? What are we, if?
Bro, we talking about a really good player.
But hold on. Because if I go to every single player that's really... If Russell Wilson played, like, I can do for everybody. Can I not?
That's true. That's true.
I just think he hasn't been consistent.
But what my thing is, we talking about the NFL, y'all talking about if this guy plays well. What do you mean? If Jalen Hurts plays the way he plays, we'll be, I don't do that.
Has been playing really good football.
But what I'm saying is, if Jalen Hurts doesn't play like that, the Eagles can still win because you know why?
They're a better team.
No, they're a scary team. You get what I'm saying?
No, they're a better team with more talent.
No. When you talking about scared, no matter what can happen, this team could potentially beat y'all.
Because of the talent
But you
on that
telling me
team.
the if and all that. It's not. I don't believe in no ifs in the NFL.
That obviously is scary. Shady, you know the Chiefs better than anybody.
Yeah,
Are
man.
the Chiefs making a mistake playing Mahomes off this angle?
No. Whatever the Chiefs do, it's always right. And every team should follow their model. But I'll say this, though. If Patrick Mahomes' ankle was 100%, they're going to win a championship. we can't be doing this. I'm being smart. We can't be doing this.
And if it ain't, they could win a championship.
If Patrick Mahomes' ankle, you know, if he doesn't get hurt, if he don't, they're going to, what are we talking about? Anyway, I just think that the Chiefs do a great job of taking care of their players. Andy Reid, I know Andy Reid very well as a friend, right, as a coach. He cares about his players, and he's going to make sure that Patrick Mahomes is close to 100% as possible to play this game. Rick Bototer, who is their head trainer, he's another one. He's going to make sure that Patrick Mahomes is ready to play, right? And I think if he's ready to play, even if he's 80%, I'm taking Patrick Mahomes 80% over any other quarterback. Maybe Josh and probably Lamar. Other than that, I'm taking Pat. And another thing is, like, when you're a captain of that team, just your presence of being there, it motivates the whole team.
True.
When we talk about, like, elevating players and et cetera, Pat just coming out there and his boys, his linemen, his defense, seeing him out there, knowing he's not 100%, knowing they already in the playoffs, you don't think it's going to light a fire under their butts to play?
Fight stronger.
So, yes, they're going to win this game. They're doing the right decision by letting Pat play. And the last thing is, I think a lot of coaches around the league, they care about just the wins and losses, not Andy Reid. He cares about the players. And if he is ready to play and he's 100%, close enough to 100%, he's going to be out there.
This is why I don't say my answer with conviction. I think the Chiefs are making a mistake, but what Shady just said backed off the conviction for my answer. You're making a mistake because, one, the Chiefs need to go ahead and see what Carson Wentz can do when the moments matter. Why? During two of Mahomes' Super Bowl runs, backup quarterbacks have had to play. Just FYI. Mahomes ends up leaving games more often than not. He always returns because, like Shady says, he's a bionic man, if you will. But during two of those playoff runs, he's gotten hurt. Against the Cleveland Browns, Mack Wilson, injury, he got up wobbly. Against the Jacksonville Jags, Mahomes got hurt. Chad Henne, I believe, led the Chiefs to a 97-yard touchdown drive before the half, which solidified that game. Imagine a world where Carson Wentz plays no meaningful football. He can still play Week 18, but that would be meaningless if there's nothing on the line. Imagine a world where Carson Wentz plays no meaningful football for roughly 2 years, and then you're playing the Buffalo Bills. Patrick Mahomes has to leave the game for an ankle because he's had to do that. We've seen that time after time. And now, hey, Carson Wentz, go win this game for us. I would rather see Wentz play meaningful football, even though you don't necessarily have to win the game. Furthermore, the reason I think it's a mistake, I don't say it with full conviction, Chase, you got to play in 4 days. They're going to play on Saturday, I believe it is. Then they have to go play on Wednesday on Christmas Day. I would rather Mahomes get a full 14 days rest having not played this game, as opposed to, hey, go play again on a high ankle against one of the toughest, nastiest defenses in all of football. Hey, then your reward for doing that, play one of the toughest, nastiest defenses in all of football on Christmas Day. That's why I suggest mistake.
Let's be real, man. You're speaking right on my alley. I was a career backup. I played for 14 years, and some of those years I was the best backup in the league. Got paid the right way for it.
You talk, baby.
Okay? No team wanted to see me go in that game. They didn't want to see what I had. And that's just being honest. So the Chiefs do not want to see what Carson Wentz has. They do not want to see. They want Mahomes to play. They take a 50% Patrick Mahomes over Carson Wentz. That's being real. So let me get to my real take right here. The Chiefs are absolutely not making a mistake. He should play. And for the reasons I said. But let's just be real. They need to win. They have to win these next two games. At home, they're scary. They win these next two games regardless of what the Buffalo Bills do. They get a bye. What happens when you get a bye? You're resting your squad and your starter Week 18 versus the Broncos. By my math, if I don't play from December 25th until January 19th, which is the divisional round, you get like a month off. Play these next two games in 5 days and get a month off. Sign me up for it, man. Even if you're 80%, fight through it. Do what you got to do. The Chiefs got to figure out how to protect Mahomes. That's my bigger issue. Yeah. Not even for this game, for the playoffs. They've been really, really bad. He's been hit 102 times this season. It's been most in the NFL. They don't want to see Carson Wentz. Let's just keep it real.
Yeah. Well, they already seen Carson Wentz. He finished the game last week and made a completion to kind of seal that game. Congrats. You did your job. But if, all right, Andy Reid thought that Patrick Mahomes could hurt this thing worse or wasn't ready, he wouldn't be going out there. He is the franchise quarterback for a long, long time. Yes, and Andy Reid understands that we are chasing a three-peat, right? So if you couldn't go out there and beat Patrick Mahomes, you ain't going out there, brother. So it lets me know that, hey, Patty is 80%, 85%. He could go out there, he could protect himself, and he could play the game at a high level. So I agree with him playing. And you know, the 1 seed means a lot. That's the only team getting a bye, and you're getting both them games at the crib, sleeping in your own bed, and everything comes through Kansas City. And we know when everything comes through Kansas City, it's a very, very high rate that they're going back to the Super Bowl to try to get that three-peat. So they're making the right decision. And not only that, when you have a player like Patty, we've seen Patty come back from so many injuries. Whether it was a quarterback sneak, knee going that way, came back really, really fast. Whether it was an ankle going into the locker room, whatever they did to him, coming back on the football field. Patty Mahomes does not like to miss games, and he understands he's the leader. So if he could hurt it worse or if he could not play and protect himself, I don't see Andy Reid putting the franchise quarterback out there. I think this is the right decision. And
another thing, I think we don't understand how confident Andy Reid is, right? Like, yeah, we want Patrick Mahomes to be playing, but in Andy Reid's mind, it's like, yo, I can win without Pat for this game, right? Not Super Bowl, not a playoff couple games, but I can win this game against the Texans because he's already done it. Yo, all the best backups in the league, and Chase talked about it, they be playing for Andy Reid. Check his track record, though. You're a backup quarterback for Andy Reid, you're going to win games.
I signed to go there because of Andy Reid.
Yo, the starters hurt, see? The starters hurt, cool. I'm going to win. That's why when we talk about who's the best coach of all time, it's Andy. I'm going to win with anybody. One time, me and Deshaun Jackson was being LeSean McCoy and Deshaun Jackson, right? And we was having a little bit too much fun. Andy Reid don't do a lot of yelling. He don't do a lot of cursing. He going to call you up. Come here. I'm like, damn, what do you want to talk? I'm like, so look, I'm like, what's up, big guy? None of that. He was like, no. He said, yo, the next time you and Deshaun do that, I will bench your A. And he don't even cuss. And that was it. He looked at Deshaun, you know Deshaun a little. He said, and you know. And that was it. But me telling that story is like, he said, I've won with less. Yeah. You know what I mean? I've been in championships with less. So if you're not gonna do this thing the right way, you're not gonna be a part of this. And head coaches don't do that to the star players. So all I'm saying is, if Pat wasn't ready to go, he won't be playing because Andy Reid wins with anybody.
That's well said. What up, YouTube family? Welcome to the facility. Thanks for watching, and you better be sure to hit that subscribe button if you want to get more highlights from the show and all of our exclusive content.